What's up, everyone? Welcome to Benched, episode 202. Today, it's original flavor, just me and Ainge.
Yep.
In the podcast studio.
Yep. A lot going on in the league, but we're very excited about this show. There's so much to talk about.
It's going to be an interesting show. Listen, we're going to have a playoff preview Friday, no matter what. Like, it's one of the biggest shows of the year. It's one of my favorite shows of the year.
Playoff.
But in the same weekend, we are moving the studio. Angel's moving residence.
Yeah.
And there's also Saturday games, which makes it like we have to get it out on Friday morning.
Yeah, it's busy personally.
It's a perfect storm.
For the NFL. It's I will be tired Monday.
Yeah.
Be tired Monday.
But if you're looking for a playoff preview Friday morning, check our channel. We'll be releasing that Friday morning playoff preview. If you're watching here on YouTube, welcome to the channel.
Hi.
Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Thanks so much for joining us for almost 2 years now for the Bench podcast.
2 years.
Creeping up on 200 subscribers. Sorry, 1,000 subscribers. Well past 200 subscribers.
What the hell?
A year ago, we're at 200. So thank you to all you who have joined over the last year, and to all you OG followers as well.
They make it very much aware that we know the people who are OG followers, they tell us all the time. What was it? I was your episode 1. Thanks.
I love you guys.
Great, thank you.
If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, thanks so much for joining the audio version of the Benched podcast brought to you by the Fans First Sports Network. Leave a review if you like the show. If you don't like the show, just keep moving. But first share it with a friend, right?
Yeah, share with a friend.
It's always nice.
Bad review. That we already got enough angry comments about the Bo Nix thing. We don't need any more. If you know what I'm talking about, go on our page. It's our highest viewed story.
It's literally, if you don't know what he's talking about, because we do have a lot of new followers. During the draft, we have a live stream show, so can't wait. We'll have it again this year in April. Make sure you're there for that. Yeah. But like a lot of the picks, we had no idea how it was going to go. All we know is what we've been told by the experts, what we've seen with our own eyes, and it's kind of a crapshoot. Not just for us; that's also for the NFL owners.
Yeah,
like we're all kind of guessing.
Yeah, it's like, I think he's going to be good.
That's why. There's bust. That's the whole reason.
That's why Brian Thomas Jr. was picked after Marvin Harrison Jr.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so when Bo Nix was chosen, our resident Bronco fans, Angel and Terrell, we're not pleased. They thought they just thought it was a reach.
We were shocked. I was shocked.
And so we made a clip of that, and that clip now has 55,000 views.
We still give views to comments on
every
that.
time Bo Nix does anything positive,
which is most of the season.
Yeah, which has been a lot. People circle back and talk
hey, but
shit.
It's okay. Thank you for watching. And
I love it, man. Yeah. Like we say, man, we love fandom, so I get it, man. Talking shit is part of it. Yeah, that was the whole idea for the show. Benched was just we got benched in high school, like many of the NFL fans
after high school,
and it's all about after high school. You always want to point that out.
We get back.
And we're all just talking shit from the bench.
Yeah, that's what we're good at, talking shit.
Let's get into the news. All right, let's get into the news here. There's a lot going on, and we'll start with a couple notes because a couple of things. We're not going to do so much news around the league today. We're going to kind of focus on the coaching stuff. Yeah. But a couple of big things did happen. I just want to mention real quick. Yeah. Zeke signed with the Chargers. Big deal or not?
He won't play a lot.
You don't think so? But I think it's nice insurance.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to go to Gus. Although, is he better than Gus?
I
don't know.
Tony Vidal, they seem to hate him. Haskins seems like just like a...
Yeah, you don't want it to go to Haskins.
Yeah, exactly. You want someone who's at least... Like, Zeke, for all he is now, he's always been good in pass pro, right? Yeah. So you put him out there third down. And
he's a decent pass catcher, too.
And he's always had like a nose for the end zone, which is nice for a playoff team. Yes,
it's just in a backfield with Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, and Kamani Vidal. You're not gonna
No, I think you just
not take Zeke. Sure, why not?
Yeah, sure, why not? Let's just see what happens.
Christian Watson tore his ACL, which it sucks. Sucks for the Packers. Sucks for Christian Watson. Finally, seemed like he was over his injury issues and torn ACL. So get better soon. He will miss, of course, the playoffs and probably beginning of next year.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts. You told me it was fine.
He says, I saw it today.
AJ, if you're watching right now, you told me it was fine.
I think I saw Eagles are optimistic, and then I saw Jalen Hurts is progressing through that, but he hasn't passed it.
AJ, we haven't said it yet. Jalen Hurts, it's Tuesday. It's fucking Tuesday. Yeah. We have a playoff game in less than a week. What is it, 5 days? And Jalen Hurts is still in the concussion protocol.
Not great.
2 weeks later.
Not great. You have to start Kenny Pickett in a playoff game. That'd be insane. But, hey, think positively. We never know.
This is bad.
He could beat it.
This is really bad.
It's been 2 weeks, though.
If we can we beat the Packers without Jalen Hurts?
No.
It'll be really, really tough.
It's Kenny Pickett.
It'll be really tough. Honestly, I think it's going to be a good game with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
But Kenny Pickett, I mean, he played well, but it's just the playoffs is different, man.
Different. People move faster. Things are more intense. And also the Packers,
I think we'll be favored.
Have been there before. Like they're not new to the playoffs.
I think we'll still be favored. I think we should still win the game. But the reality is that it's going to be a lot tougher.
Xavier McKinney going to be licking his chops seeing Kenny Pickett back there.
well, he always picks off Hurts, so he's going to be kind of bummed out.
Oh, okay.
He has it's like a thing. Going back to the Giants.
Yeah, with the Giants.
Remember he was on the Giants?
Yeah, then they let him go. And then Julian Love was also on the Giants. He's also very good safety. Then the Giants also let him go. That GM stain.
Speaking of people getting fired, Giants just fired right before we got in the air. They fired their DC Sorensen. I forgot his first name. Sorry, bro.
Sorry, Sorensen.
But that's now 4 coordinators in 5 years. It's not as bad as it seems because 2 of those coordinators were hired as head coaches, and I think they're pretty good head coaches.
The Giants?
Did I say Giants? Sorry, the 49ers.
My
bad.
I had no idea who the Giants.
The 49ers fired
their
defensive coordinator, Sorensen is his last name. I'm so sorry. I forgot his first name.
The reason why you're fired, bro.
Yep. But that's now 4 coordinators in 5 years for Shanahan.
Well, yeah, it's not his fault.
But 2 of them are, Saleh and D'Amico Ryans.
Yeah.
So you got to imagine there's pretty solid head coaches.
Bring back Saleh.
And then wherever Wilkes is, I don't know where he is. But
think Saleh would be humble enough to become a DC again?
Yeah, I think they're still boys. Absolutely.
Saleh,
he's gonna be a head coach.
I haven't heard. Yeah, I haven't heard.
He's on a lot of interviews. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Aaron Rodgers' fault that he got fired.
Let's get into this coaching carousel now. There's we're gonna talk about the openings, and then we're talking about honestly some of the biggest news of the day is the moves that weren't made. The teams that are going to stand pat. So we'll get into that as well. You see this tweet here from Adam Schefter about the openings. We got the Raiders, Jets, Jags, Bears, Saints, Patriots, and then a couple GM spots there, the Jets and the Titans. One GM spot's very interesting in Jacksonville. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Quickly, Angel, your top 3 spots if you're a head coach?
Well, what you look for automatically is quarterback because you don't want to deal with the quarterback.
Yeah, it's not cap space.
No,
it's
not
quarterback.
Cap space. Honestly, at this point, just because of the talent on the team, I would take the Bears job over the New England job.
Really?
And Caleb Williams was paired with DJ Moore, even the offensive line that's not great, but you still have Jalen Johnson. You still have Tremont Edmonds.
It's still a good job.
You have Montez Sweat. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good it's a football brand still.
Yeah.
And Patriots are close number 2. And then after that is Jacksonville.
Sorry. Yeah, I did.
After that is Jacksonville. Because, like I said, I don't love Trevor Lawrence.
I got some stuff to say with Jacksonville, but wait till we get to them.
Yeah, I want Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
But the reason why he's number 3 is because the reason why you don't like it because the GM cut his job.
Let's start with the Raiders, though. The Raiders have fired Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, Raiders are last on my list.
Yep. Following a trying season, understatement of the year there for Ian Rappaport. One and done for one of the most underqualified coaches ever hired in the history of football.
Yeah, I think
besides like Jeff Saturday.
I think they thought okay, so all 3 of the AFC West teams have playoff proven head coaches. All 3 made the playoffs. All 3 have quarterbacks. What do we have? We have a head coach who rides in a 64 Impala. You have Crosby, and then you guys got hurt. What's his name got hurt? Wilkins got hurt.
Yeah. I thought they might keep him around just because he was it looks really good that he really, really wanted the 2 quarterbacks that actually look okay. I mean, we don't know about Michael Penix yet. I thought that last game he really showed some stuff.
Yeah.
One of them being throwing the fastest ball and besides Jordan Love and since they're tracking it.
He's got a fastball.
But the other one is Jaden Daniels, and obviously he worked out. He just never got he had Gardner Minshew, so he never really had a shot. That being said, I give him freaking Josh Allen and Antonio Pierce probably lose his job eventually.
But also you got Josh Jacobs, you let him walk. He's having a great year.
Yeah.
Dante Adams, no matter what he is, you let him walk.
Well, the funny thing about that is that those are GM decisions, and they're keeping Telesco.
No sense.
Tom Telesco is going to stay, and I think that's interesting. I feel like these, unless you have a GM that's like the Eagles, honestly. Like if you have a GM like that, then okay, you keep him.
Well, the Broncos did the same thing.
Yeah.
Sean Payton came in, we kept George Payton.
Yeah.
Even though George Payton was the one who traded and signed Russell Wilson.
Right, I remember that. And it's worked out.
Yeah.
Some it can work out.
Yeah.
Telesco just seems to keep making not great decisions. So that's the main problem.
Yeah, he keeps losing talent.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good indicator of a GM. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, draft wise, Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers. Michael Bowers.
Yeah, great pick.
That's like the best tight end of all time.
But we also see how impactful a tight end is when your team sucks. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You can't really build around a tight end, but it's going to be a nice piece for the quarterback coming in. What is interesting is that Tom Brady is supposed to
Thomas.
Have it. Well, I'll read the tweet from Adam Schefter. Raiders limited owner Tom Brady is expected to be part of the collaborative committee to interview head coaching candidates and support team owner Mark Davis per league sources.
Fuck this. Brady should quit his job as an analyst and become the GM for the Raiders.
Yeah. Is he gonna still just juggle the booth and the,
he should go be a GM.
the suite?
He could be a great GM. John Elway did it fantastically.
See what I did?
Huh?
Is he gonna juggle the booth and the suite? It's like the owner suite.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, it's I wish he was the GM. I would trust the Raiders a lot if he was a lot more. I know, like John Lynch. Hey, he was an analyst. He became a GM. Look at the Niners.
Yeah.
John Elway was just a retired quarterback, and then he became a super winning GM.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a situation where it doesn't work, but I think you trust.
I trust Brady.
Tom.
I also would trust. Well, I guess Peyton didn't do great, but I would trust Peyton too.
Yeah, Peyton did great. What?
The GM.
He was never GM.
Well, he was a team president.
Listen.
I'm saying. I'm actually saying something positive about
Peyton. Your damn mouth.
I'm saying something positive. Like I feel like he's also like someone I would trust as well.
Oh yeah.
And kind of in that same vein as
Fuck
Tom
it.
Brady.
Hire Manning and Brady.
Oh man.
Have them run the whole damn thing.
But I think this should give optimism to the Niners, to the Raiders. Because Tom Brady. At least it's not just Mark Davis. Like this would be like if Jerry Jones brought in, some I don't know what Troy Aikman to help him run, or not that Troy Aikman is Tom Brady, but I'm trying to think of a Cowboys legend who I trusted that level. Emmitt Smith. I don't know.
Emmitt Smith or
it's just something different. Yeah. Because the Mark Davis thing isn't working.
No. Yeah, I think his eye for talent is good with women, terrible with football.
Yeah.
His girlfriend is super hot.
Yeah. I think Tom Telesco's the biggest thing he'd give the Raiders now is to find a way to get Max Crosby on long term. You lost Devontae Adams. You cannot lose Max Crosby.
You lost Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs within 1 year.
Yeah.
Max Crosby already said, I don't want to be part of a rebuild. I want to be win now, which is true. I get it.
Let's check on the Jets.
Yeah, why not?
The Jets tweeted out today, we have completed an interview with Rex Ryan for our head coach position. And it's a big old stupid picture of Rex Ryan.
Why?
The Jets, man, what are you doing?
Is it 2005 again?
First of all, they're interviewing literally everyone. I think, honestly, if I set a resume in, I could probably get an interview.
Dude, I think the bench crew said, we'll run your front office and your head coaching position and everything else and your scouting department. I think like interview.
What are they doing? Like this?
Well, this is the 33rd team, right?
What do you mean?
The Jets hire the 33rd team, which we love.
As insulting.
As a Twitter follow.
Right.
Not a head coach hire.
Right.
We're learning you can't do everything.
And that's really just one guy, right? What's the guy's name?
Ari Merow.
No. The guy who's actually running it, the ex-GM for the Jets. It's a Tannenbaum?
Tannenbaum.
Yeah, it's really just Tannenbaum. Like, it's a 33rd team, but it's Tannenbaum. Who was fired.
Yeah. For being a bad GM. Yeah. Swear to God, if Rex Ryan's hired, I will.
It can't be Rex Ryan, right?
No. There's so many good head coaches.
They wouldn't.
He is so arrogant with it.
Oh, he thinks.
Did you hear him? He's like, I'm the best guy for the job.
He thinks he can get the job. I mean, I guess he's gonna LeVar Ball it.
No.
But
hey, fake it till you make it, buddy.
Sure, why not? I mean, go ahead. Take Rex Ryan. You lose Garrett Wilson immediately.
Garrett Wilson will leave. Devontae Adams will leave. Aaron Rodgers will leave.
I think Aaron Rodgers is done. I think he's gonna retire.
And then if Rodgers goes, Adams is gonna walk away, not retire, walk away.
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson will request a trade. It'll be all dramatic. Rex Ryan will come out and say, "We don't want."
Breece Hall's just gonna be trapped.
Breece Hall will be trapped. Tyron Smith will leave. Morgan Moses will leave.
Do you have a dark horse, like your favorite for it? Like a guy you want to see go here? I do.
The Jets?
Yeah.
Oh, well, without saying Vrabel. Aaron Glenn.
Oh, that's mine too.
Yeah.
I think Aaron Glenn would be great here.
I think the defense is good. They seem to coach it up.
And you have the hope of maybe he learned, like he's from the Dan Campbell tree, which is like not the game plan. The blueprint is taking a terrible organization, example the Detroit Lions, and changing the culture.
Yeah.
And so maybe Aaron Glenn could do that. Yeah, I kind of had the same guy.
Yeah, but this time though, because for the Lions being so good on defense, they don't have any superstar names. Yeah, a lot of fucking names there on the Jets: Sauce Gardner, Quentin Williams.
Yeah, and yet we see here in this next slide, the Jets have the longest playoff drought now, 14 seasons. You see the second name there crossed out.
Yeah, Broncos, baby.
They're
it's
back.
Done. We're done. It's off. We're off this damn list.
According to Terrell, they're going to beat the Bills. So
let's. I'm starting to come around. I was listening to my podcast. I was like, we could do this, dude.
We'll get into that Friday.
We could be Buffalo.
Jacksonville Jaguars fired Doug Peterson as their head coach. Peterson's tenure in Jacksonville ends after 3 seasons, 22-29. Not terrible, but not good enough to keep your job. And I think we all agree with it. 18 losses in the last 23 games is inexcusable. But I think Jacksonville does need to thank Dougie on his way out, because Dougie stabilized them when they're not a dumpster fire right now. They're just not a great team, but they were like a dumpster fire.
Yeah, I think
at the end of Urban Meyer.
Yeah, I think Urban Meyer made him to a fucking circus.
Yeah.
And what Dougie P did was kind of made him boring, which is what you wanted.
Yeah,
like just be boring.
He was good enough to just make up a bad team.
Yeah, make you a bad boring team, but we're not drama. Like you didn't like this year. Like you knew he was gonna get fired, but there was no drama. Doug Pierce went out there and
what a pro.
He was a pro. He knew I'm gone.
He knew he was gonna get fired since that Europe game.
Yeah, and
we all knew it.
He went out there with Mac Jones, made Brian Thomas Jr. a thing. He still coached. That defense still played tough. It was just
he's just a pro, man.
He's a pro.
I think he's gonna be a good OC somewhere. Hopefully he takes that job. I want to see him successful again.
And then I think we got another stint as a head coach.
You think so?
Yeah. If Ron Rivera's getting head coach interviews,
you're right.
Yeah.
What's gonna be interesting in Jacksonville is that they're doing weird stuff with their GM.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard of Trent Baalke, let's get into him a little bit.
Yeah.
During a press conference with owner Shad Khan.
Shad Khan, by the way, sounds like a Superman villain.
Yeah, and he looks exactly what you think he would look like.
Yeah.
Curly mustache, kind of.
Actually, he's like a James Bond villain.
Yeah. He's there on a Zoom press conference with Trent Baalke.
Yeah.
Right next to him, in the video, and then he says, basically, he's open to if the new coach doesn't want to keep Trent Baalke, then he'll go and ship him out of town. As Trent Baalke's just right there, but he's gonna keep him, which is amazing when you consider Trent Baalke. Like, this man has survived. He just kind of seems like a snake.
Yeah.
He kind of seems like someone's like, I don't.
Is he married to Shad Khan's daughter or something, or is he like a?
Well, he must have married a lot of daughters because he's just survived. Trent Baalke managed to survive. There's a tweet from I think Aaron Maroff from the 33rd team. Trent Baalke managed to survive as a GM in San Francisco. He won that power struggle with Jim Harbaugh. Yeah. The reason Jim Harbaugh had to leave the Niners and go to Michigan was because of Trent Baalke.
That's a good move, San Francisco.
He must be incredible in a room.
Yeah.
Then he survived the Urban Meyer thing. He was Urban Meyer's GM. He spent 1 week with Urban Meyer, convinced them to be the GM.
They won't hire him, yeah.
But he survived that whole thing. Now he survives 3 terrible years with Doug Peterson, and he's still the GM.
I
don't understand what they're doing.
Fresh. But you're kind of just hanging on to the past. Here.
Why not, right?
So we're a new GM, new head coach. So we're start over. The old shit didn't work. We're gonna start over. But I mean, Ben Johnson goes in there and he's like, "Get this fucker away, away from a team." Shad Khan's, So it's
I want Ben Johnson.
Why not just do it now?
I think Ben Johnson, and hear what I'm saying. I think Trevor Lawrence plays a lot like Jared Goff.
Better athlete.
Moves better.
Yeah, way better
but just these super tall pocket passers with strong arms. They don't do anything really amazing, but I think you can work with it. So it's kind of I don't like him to the Bears. What I'm trying to get at, because I feel like Trevor Lawrence can operate on time. Trevor Lawrence can do everything he's supposed to do, like in an on-time offense, which is kind of what Ben Johnson runs.
So, okay, so you're comparing him to when Goff got sent to Detroit. That Goff is the same version as this.
No. I'm just saying a tall pocket passing, strong quarterback.
Just the style.
Very surface level. Yeah. What the comparison I'm making right now is to Caleb Williams.
Oh.
Trevor Lawrence does stuff on time, is for the most part very accurate. All those different things. Caleb Williams, his strength is that he operates outside of the plan.
Yeah.
That's just how he plays. I think Ben Johnson would be frustrated by that. Look at what the Lions do. Everything's timing, everything's motion, everything's precision. He runs a precision pass. It's a perfect word for it.
Yeah.
A precision passing offense. And so that's why I like Ben Johnson.
What about Drake May with Ben Johnson?
I think it'd be great too. I think it'd be really good.
But you think Trevor Lawrence is the best with it?
No.
They have low-key, they have a lot of good weapons.
They have great weapons, except for Gabe Davis, who they gave more money to than Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
But
you have Brian Thomas Jr.
Trent Baalke did that.
Yeah, Brian Thomas Jr. Christian Kirk, you can keep him not.
Yeah.
If anything, he's a good slot.
Yep.
Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram's really good.
You have 2 running backs. They're serviceable. ETN and
totally good enough.
You have an offensive line that's okay. It's not great. It's okay.
But a couple pieces and it's solid.
And then on defense, you have two defensive ends.
Yep.
You have 2 linebackers. You have I'm looking on the corner.
Tyson Campbell.
Yeah, you have pieces.
You have some decent pieces.
It's just been directed by Bulky, which is
If you look at they released who the list of people they're interviewing. It looks like there's a theme here. Like they're
black, white.
That's not what I was.
Mixed race.
I was thinking like for the most part they're offensive guys. You got Kellen Moore, Todd Monken, Joe Brady, Liam Cohen. Who we need to talk about more? Liam Cohen. I think he needs to get more.
I think he needs one more year.
You think so?
One more year, just like Joe Brady. One more year.
Then Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, the defensitive guy in there, Patrick Graham. I forgot where he's at right now.
Doesn't matter. He's not getting the job.
Yeah, and then Robert Saleh actually on the list as well.
Yeah, he's your. Oh no, what's the rule? You have to interview two people.
The Rooney rule.
Yeah.
So
let's go to Patrick Graham, see if he's black. He's black.
So,
dude, did you see what's his name?
One
of the guys on NFL Network or someone. One of them called out the. So part of the Rooney rule is you have to interview someone.
Are you gonna talk about the Patriots thing? Because we're gonna talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see. I'll see.
Before we get, I want to get in this conversation because Ben Johnson's the hot name. I think it's a foregone conclusion what's going to happen in New England. We'll talk about that in a second.
You know what? Robert Saleh's not bad here.
Robert Saleh with Trevor Lawrence.
That's not bad.
No, I don't want Robert Saleh here.
Robert Saleh's pretty.
That's a terrible fit.
He never had a quarterback as good as Trevor Lawrence.
What is Robert Saleh going to do with the quarterback? He's going to say, "Hey, OC, take this quarterback." I have no idea what to do.
No. But that defense is talented, and you just hire a quarterback.
No, it's not.
That defense?
It has maybe 4 pieces.
I don't know.
Stop.
I like Robert Saleh more than and Aaron Glenn's here nice too.
You like Robert Saleh more than Ben Johnson here?
No. I'm saying it's good.
Okay, I want to talk about Ben Johnson.
Good tier B.
Ben Johnson right now, it seems like it's the Bears or Jags. Obviously, anything could happen. It's very early in the process. I haven't even started interviewing yet, really. Yeah. But if we're going to talk Bears, Jags for Ben Johnson, what do you think is the better fit? Like, I explained already why I think. You also got to talk about the Trent Baalke thing, too, because that's going to come with the Jags job.
But also because of the Bears job is Ryan Pace.
Well, Ryan Pace has been better than Trent Baalke. That's true. Way better than Trent Baalke.
That's true.
Like, what has Ryan Pace really missed on?
He
did trade for Chase Claypool, I guess. That was a miss. Second round pick.
But besides that, yeah. I would pick the Bears job.
You know what is a problem with the Bears job? Is that the freaking Lions and the Vikings.
Yeah.
And Matt LaFleur. You have 3 of the best coaches in the NFL in that division.
The AFC South is very winnable.
Yeah. Wide open.
We hate the Texans. They're hosting. They're playing a home game. This playoff game.
Yeah, great coaches and great quarterbacks. So that might be tough. Jags, you have a wide open division. Like, who knows what's going to happen with Anthony Richardson? Titans are going to start all over.
Have you talked about the Colts? Okay, sorry.
C.J. Stroud. Yeah, we will. C.J. Stroud, for the most part, doesn't look like he's going to take over the division yet.
On paper, he's the best quarterback, but you're not scared of him anymore.
Yeah, it's not like it's not Jared Goff and the Lions.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very wide open.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just I thought the Jags were a better fit.
No, like we said, you have a sneaky amount of talent. They got hurt this year bad, and then it's weird. Once the head coach, once they knew that he was going to get fired, people were kind of checking out halfway through. So it was weird.
Checking out a couple teams here. The first, the Dallas Cowboys.
Sure.
All we've heard about them so far is that they denied permission to the Bears to interview Mike McCarthy. Logic would say that means they're going to keep Mike McCarthy.
Did you hear why? His contract expires 1 week, so the Bears could have just waited, but they wanted it now. But McCarthy could just say, "Oh, give me a week. I'll interview and 1 week." Either this is petty of Jerry Jones, or he's like, "I'm keeping this guy."
Well, that's not just petty. This is like massively effed up. If he doesn't keep him now, and now you kept Mike McCarthy because in a week the Bears job might be filled.
Yeah.
Like, and I know some jobs will be filled. Like, some jobs will be filled this week.
Yeah.
And now you've kept Mike McCarthy from that, and you're not even going to keep him.
Yeah.
So I think this means he's going to stay.
Sure.
I think Mike McCarthy's staying in Dallas one more year.
Another year of 8-9 or 9-8.
Honestly, I just don't think Jerry cares. I think Mike McCarthy does what he says.
Yeah.
And he's a good front man.
Yes, Daddy.
He's a good soldier.
Yes, Daddy.
Yep. And he'll do everything he says. He'll make the changes on the field that he thinks should be made.
Yeah.
He won't push back on any draft picks that Jerry Jones. I did say that correctly, right? Jerry Jones making the draft picks.
Did you see Jerry Jones? He was on that new show.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's freaking out. Oh, he's good at.
I saw it. I was like, He's just talking.
Yeah, he's just reading off a script.
I was like, he's too much Jerry Jones to pull out, even though on the show he's Jerry Jones. Right?
Also, I thought it was like a documentary thing because that was right on the money with like how he actually was living his life.
Yeah.
He was talking about like, I basically bought this business because
John Hamm's in there like, I'm a prestigious actor. And it's fucking Jerry Jones right here. He's a billionaire that owns half of Texas.
bought his way on the set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't understand the hype, but people got pretty excited about it.
Okay. Either way, let's move on.
Saints. I'll just read the list of people they're hiring right now. The Saints are just. I heard a good analogy about the Saints. They're like people say like buy the worst house in the best neighborhood.
Yeah.
As a good investment. The Saints are like the worst house, but like you have no money to fix it up.
Yeah.
Whoever gets this Saints job is just screwed. Yeah. Because they've been pushing the can down the road or kicking the can down the road for so many years. It's gonna come during your tenure as a coach, and you're going to get fired for it.
Yeah. Who was the guy? Was it Wilkes? The Texans guy before they hired D'Amico Ryans. It was Wilkes or something like that. Remember that guy?
No, it was Saleh, then D'Amico, and then Wilkes.
Not Saleh. Texans.
Oh, Texans. I'm sorry.
Was it Wilkes? Remember the guy before?
It might have been Wilkes,
It was just a random guy.
Yeah, it might have been Wilkes, yeah.
The guy, and they're like, hey, you're just going to be the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
It's like this head coach, sacrificial lamb. That's why all these head coaches are like, I mean, Anthony Weaver is a DC for Miami.
Doesn't Mike Kafka scream sacrificial lamb?
Yeah, and like it's gonna be just a one and done with this guy. That's why Vrabel isn't gonna fucking take. Let's take Alpha Vrabel the world and say you'll have.
He's not going to.
You'll have no. There's no way. There's
not a chance.
We were bragging about the Jags weapons. I mean, hold on. Let me spin this. Let me spin this. Fuaga at left tackle, Eric McCoy at center.
Stop.
You get Ramchick back next year. Whatever you get from.
Are you?
Sort of, maybe. Ruiz, right guard's okay. Kamara, whatever stage he's at.
Well, also, you think maybe you ask your quarterback that's making $60 million to take a pay cut?
No, Joey, of course not, because he's earned it.
Yeah, he said
he's Derek Carr. You know he's got every head coach of his in his whole career fired. Derek Carr thinks he's like Peyton Manning.
If you didn't catch it, Derek Carr literally said, "I'm not going to take a pay cut because of what I've put on film." He said it with a straight face.
You're on the Saints, bro. Why
he said it with a straight face.
Well, I think you're on the Saints.
Derek Carr, man, what happened to you?
He's incredible.
Who hurts you?
No, he thinks he is the man.
Yeah, and that's the Saints' fault.
He thinks he's Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
Kirk's respected around the league. Like,
yeah,
maybe a Hall of Fame. I don't know, but whatever.
Yeah,
Derek Carr's like, I'm the same guy. No, you're not, bro. But
I honestly think if like a team was looking for a quarterback right now, they would take old hurt Kirk Cousins over Derek Carr. Yeah. Derek Carr's really bad.
You could literally argue either.
And then factor in the money, and it's like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Justin Fields or Derek Carr. I'm taking Justin Fields.
Yeah, it's enough on the Saints. Let's move over to the Patriots.
Sorry, Saints fans, but
the Patriots. This is a very interesting situation. A lot of people are not happy. I saw homeboy, the Schultz report, Jordan Schultz.
Yeah,
he tweeted a very angry tweet about basically the way people just manipulate the Rooney Rule.
Yeah,
this is clearly it. Today, the Patriots, which no one else is interviewing anyone except them and the Jets.
Yeah.
But the Patriots came out and said they interviewed Byron Leftwich and Pep Hamilton. And they also put a picture of them up just so people knew.
Hey, they're black. See, we love black people here in Boston.
We hired them.
Hey, Boston, we are not racist at all.
That would satisfy the Rooney Rule. Interviewing.
We interviewed two black guys.
Well, yeah, we hired.
We gave them an Instagram post.
We just hired Jared Mayo.
We're not racist
and
at all.
interviewed two of them.
We still love Mookie Betts.
Everyone knows this is the most transparent thing ever.
Yeah,
they in a rush. They've already interviewed two guys. Yeah. On the same day.
Probably a group interview.
Yeah, they probably sent him in the same Uber.
Sucks.
And they sent one Uber for him, and it wasn't an Uber Deluxe.
Yeah. And then they sent them like, so what would you guys do with the team? Don't answer.
The guy's an AirPod in.
It's kind of rhetorical.
He has an AirPod in. He's playing on his phone.
It's like, yeah, he's not even looking. It's like, how you feel about Drake May? Me too. He's very good, right?
How do you handle conflict?
All right, so we'll call you.
He's like reading it off.
Like we'll call you. The bus leaves in about 2 minutes if you run out the front door and get it.
Listen, Mike Vrabel's about to get this job. Yeah. I know there's Ben Johnson rumors, but they're rushing toward Mike Vrabel. They already said they're scheduled to interview him. Mike Vrabel wanted this job last year, but Jared Mayo was kind of already set.
Yeah.
And
good decision making there.
Mike Vrabel's going to be the head coach of the New England Patriots.
If it's, yeah.
And I think it's a great choice.
Yeah.
I have a take here on this Rooney Rule that maybe not everyone will like, but I honestly like. I think you need to get rid of the Rooney Rule. It's just a joke at this point.
I think it's kind of racist. They meant for it to not be racist, but it's kind of racist.
It's just like I get it. I get that the league is over 75% black.
Yeah.
and there's like 2 black coaches last year. I get it. A lot of GMs are black now, which I think is cool. But I think forcing coaches to interview them, you're getting exactly what, like, how did you not see this coming? This is exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah, just a way of.
You think you think you guys going to force them to get hired?
Remember that when you fill a job application, it's like state your race. Yeah, like black, or whatever the fuck Robert Saleh is.
Where are you going with this?
Persian. That's what they do, and it sucks where like Hamilton and who was the other guy?
Pep Hamilton and Byron Leftwich, who I forgot I didn't know he was even.
No, Hamilton isn't in the league.
He wasn't in the league. I'm saying Byron Leftwich.
Oh yeah. No, him too.
They're both not even in the league.
I heard they're both.
That's why they were able to interview
because they don't have jobs.
Yeah. They found 2 jobless black men.
Hey man,
they get in right away on the same day,
and they were eager to do it.
God, this is you need to get rid of the Rooney Rule. Yeah, I get the intent is good.
Yeah, like hey, let's make it equal for everybody.
Yeah,
you must interview 2 people of color.
Yeah,
or what is that?
Also,
is of color racist?
It's of color, but I'll just say, like, we're Mexican. It always ends up being black people, which I have no problem with black people getting interviews. But, like, what are we going to do, like, when Hispanics decide to complain about this?
Yeah.
Okay, now you got to interview 2 Hispanics as well.
Well,
because now Hispanics aren't getting interviews.
I think that's why they say of color. Like,
no, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, what if the Hispanics say, well, all the of color people happen to be black people? Like, Pep Hamilton and Byron Leftwich.
Yeah.
So what if now the Mexicans complain? Like, oh, there's no Mexicans getting interviewed.
Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, so now, like, exactly. So I'm saying, like, you can't mandate like equality.
Yeah.
Like you really can't do it.
It's like trying to force anti-racism.
Yeah. I think the only really move here is work on the development of coaches and make them good enough to where GMs want to hire them.
Yeah. It's I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, it sucks.
We go through the same thing every year.
Yeah. Broncos, what was it?
Broncos had the biggest one of all, Brian Flores.
No, and then one of our guys, who's the former Stanford head coach, I'm blanking out.
Yeah. He just got hired somewhere.
Actually, we had him last year. He was our.
Damn, what's his name?
Actually, this current year, he's on the Broncos staff.
Lovely Smith's in my mind. That's not his name.
David Shaw. He's on staff right now.
Yeah.
He's like some executive. But yeah, he was one of the guys who we interviewed. Yeah.
Patriots are gonna hire Mike Vrabel and.
Okay, let's get rid of the rule shit. Do you like?
Yeah.
They had 4 wins this year. What would you give this team next year? Just it's obvious.
They're my pick to be the next year's Commanders.
Like 9-7, 10 and.
I mean,
10
they're
and
in.
6,
You're in the division with the Bills, who, the Bills are really good, but the Jets are gonna. Who knows? The Dolphins are just heading downhill.
Yeah, they're the same thing. Yeah.
So it's not a bad job. Like you got to compete with the Bills, but I mean, most of these jobs, a lot of these jobs are much worse.
And you feel pretty good, Vrabel versus Josh Allen in that offense.
Yeah, I mean, it's what he did in Tennessee.
Yeah,
like he's kind of good at being that underdog.
Yeah,
he's gonna have a great team. He's gonna have a great. I'm telling you, he's gonna be.
And
successful.
He's never had a quarterback as talented as Drake May.
Also true. Interesting to see who he picks as
Travis Hunter
it picks as offensive coordinator.
Yeah, he'll pick one.
That's a big deal.
One of the Shanahan guys who's always always one of them gets picked here.
All right, last one here. The Giants. Let's start with the Giants. Giants announced that they are retaining Brian Daboll and Joe Shane, both keeping their job.
Who do you think is more, who, in your opinion, who like they both kept their job? Is there one guy who's like, I would have kept him over him for sure? Like if you had to choose one, basically,
I would have kept Daboll because we've seen Daboll be successful.
Right, I was thinking the same.
We've never kept Joe Shane. Sorry, we've never seen Joe Shane do anything well. Like even in the Hard Knocks documentary, all we learned is like, oh, that's just a regular dude trying to do his best.
And he's kind of cheap.
Well, like he's just doing his best. Like he's running it like a fantasy team.
Like him and his boys have really gotten really far, and like, wow, we have a whole team here.
Like he just seems like we always say about players. Like, oh, he's just a guy. Yeah. Like he's just a guy doing his best.
And he didn't. And he's also
he's not very good.
Who let a guy who's capable of 2,000 yards rushing in one season just walk out the door.
So he could sign a guy that
Devin Singletary, who got outplayed by Tyron Tracy.
What was it? What was the? He could have signed Saquon for what he signed.
Drew Lock,
and Singletary for.
That's a good.
Instead,
trade.
he went with those guys.
Imagine if they were to trade. If Drew Lock was on the Seahawks still, and somehow Singletary was like still there, and I'm trading Saquon Barkley for Singletary and.
Well, I mean, I got a better one for you. Imagine if whoever you're going to take at quarterback next year was walking into a locker room with Malik Neighbors and Saquon Barkley.
You're like, damn, these are some playmakers here.
Like, imagine that.
Like, this is pretty good shit. And then Shane's also the guy who I guess Darren Waller is a head case, but we traded for him, which is nice.
Right.
But that didn't work out. Warner Robinson's okay.
Why do you think these guys kept their job? I got a theory on it.
I think they drafted pretty well this year.
Okay.
Newbin.
Do you think it's because of their success?
No, I think some GMs just stay because they draft well. Newbin, safety, right?
Yeah.
You brought in Burns, which is nice. I think 8 sacks this year. Then
you lost McKinney. You lost Love.
Yeah, that's.
I'm not a Joe Shane
Love
guy.
was before Joe Shane.
Was it?
So that's not. But McKinney's definitely Joe Shane. McKinney's
I think they kept their jobs because the original plan was for Joe Shane and Dable to come here from Buffalo, come to New York from Buffalo, and rebuild the way they rebuilt Buffalo. And Dable gets all the credit for building and making Josh Allen, even though Joe Brady gets the same credit now. So I'm not sure which one actually did it. And I feel like they never got that chance because Daniel Jones had a great year. They had to sign him, and they never got the chance to build their team.
Yeah.
And so now I kind of feel like John Mara is kind of doing okay, so I'll take the L for that one, guys. I'll let you have 1 year to do your thing.
Did you see those interviews he had with him?
Yeah.
Like, I'm running out of patience. Why'd you hire him then?
Why'd you keep him then?
Yeah, sorry. Why'd you keep him then? If you hate them right now, we haven't even got to the draft.
John Mara, I feel like he's trying so hard not to be what's a team that just has a bunch of turnover? The Jets. They're in
Jaguars.
New York. Like, he's trying not to be the Jets so
Raiders,
badly.
yeah.
And so he's not trying to look like a team that's always not knowing what they're doing. So he's just keeping these guys.
I don't mind keeping them 1 more year though.
I do. Do you see the interview with Malik Neighbors? He is not happy about it.
I'm glad they're back. I put up with this shit. I'm Malik Neighbors.
One more year of this crap.
1 more year of
Cam Ward.
Well,
whoever they're gonna get. I don't know.
They're picking 3, so they're gonna pick the. I don't know. God. Can't even tank right.
All right, that's all the coaching news we have. It was a eventful Black Monday and Tuesday now, and we'll see how this shapes up. We'll see these coaching things filled. Anything else you got?
No.
We will see you again on Friday with a preview of Super Wild Card Weekend. The playoffs are here. Let's go. See you Friday.
Peace.